it doesn't happen often on this council. And I would really like to see you folks elect somebody to work with me that maybe two of us then could get the majority. I did get the majority on the sewer bill when they were going to increase the sewer bill this year and also change the units, and then also have the sewer bills brought into the county once a year on the tax roll. That was going to be a triple hit for the residents, and I couldn't bear it. And I said, please don't have the sewer bill increase now. If you have to do it next year, but don't do it all because they're already going to have the units and the property tax, on the property tax. And then I did. I got the majority. If you're wanting that one time, I got the majority. Now they said, the two opponents said, oh, it's because she's running for re-election this year. But it wasn't re-election. It was the people of La Mesa, because isn't it common sense that that would have been a triple hit? Very unrealistic to do that. So, yes, I did. That was a big one, too.
There's been various decisions I've made on the Planning Commission where I brought an argument forward and then shifted people to what I believe was applying the facts to the law on the Planning Commission. Most recently was a CUP with a school, and I noted all of a sudden reading through their studies that they had a flaw in their sound analysis and questioned about it, and sure enough. And when I said, hey, what about this? The rest of the Planning Commission goes, yeah, what about this? And I was very happy to have noted that, and I've done that several times. What I'm most proud of, though, was years ago when we had the proposed development at Lemon and Bancroft. The Planning Commission, we actually had to go to City Council to win that battle. And I hiked around with Emily, with a friend who had her son, and we got the neighbors, we got everyone. We got the news to City Council. And they did not uphold the Planning Commission. I wasn't on the Planning Commission at that time. That's what started me becoming active in civic government, was that entire issue. And we convinced the City Council, and they made the right decision not to approve that project. And to this day, neighbors in our neighborhoods are so proud that we came together and we did it. And I am someone who's a very independent thinker. Whether someone endorses me, doesn't endorse me, agrees with me, doesn't agree with me, I always think independently. You may want to wring my neck sometimes, and you may not, but I will bring that to the council. And I think that independent thinking is very beneficial for the citizens, and I will take a stance if I have to, and I will try to argue my opinion on it to the best of my abilities. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose.
I'm also quite independent. I've been the head of household, head of my own household for the last 10 years. I've also been the head of my business. And so I am independent, and I get my way often with that. But I do have two group stories where I was the lone voice and eventually became the majority. One of them was funny and one of them serious. On the Parking Commission, I really fought to have parking meter money used toward power wash and maintenance because our village looked grubby, and I just thought it would take such a small portion of our parking meter money. And it was 1 to 4. And it didn't take one session. It took maybe a year or 2 years. And then one day we discussed it again, and it became 4-1. It went in front of the City Council, and the City Council said, yeah, we will allow parking meter money to be used toward maintenance. It does not have to be just capital improvements. So that to me was a very big victory. The other one was, I won't name the establishment, but they wanted to have a hot dog eating contest in the village. And everyone says, hey, that's a great idea. That sounds like a lot of fun. And I'm thinking, choking? I'm thinking somebody throwing up. I'm thinking a disaster. And so I talked everybody out of it. So we never had the hot dog eating contest on the board.
What's the question again?
Tell us about a time you stood up and
had some skills in that growing up. I feel that we're on the verge of getting legalized hens in La Mesa. I consider that a little bit of a victory. I think that soon you'll be able to keep a couple of backyard hens if you want to have some compost for your garden. Live a little greener, have your own eggs that don't come from a factory that has 1 billion eggs recalled. That was brought up to the council about 3 years ago. I've been, speaking with the people in the city about it, and it looks like it might happen. So that's about the best I can do.
Thank you.
Late in 2008, the seated council decided to defund the La Mesa Flag Day Parade. They didn't feel that the city could afford it or that it was an appropriate use of taxpayer funds. When I talked to one of the council members about this, who reported this to me, I said, "You can't be serious. We celebrate our veterans and our current service people. We give a place for our children to perform and be part of something, and also highlight city workers. And we celebrate La Mesa. I can't believe this, but I understand the economic problem." So I said, "I'll tell you what, how much money do we need?" And he said, $10,000. I said, "I'm in for $500. He said, "I'll match you." And I said, "Fine, now we only need $9,000, let's go get it." And we did. And the Flag Day Parade of 2009 went forward, as it, in my opinion, should have. It now has its own fundraising arm, it has its own life, and the burden is being removed from the taxpayer, but at the same time we have an ongoing event that I think would have been very hard to breathe life back into had it died for a year or two. And so I'm still donating my money every year, but others have taken this over, and I think it was a happy thing. But at that point in time, I had to stand up and say, heck no, this is wrong. We need to keep this for our city. Let's figure out how to do it. And we did, and I'm still proud of it.